It's Sunday fun day, everybody. We don't get too many Oiler games on a Sunday night to close out the weekend, so I am stoked to start my week with hopefully an Oilers W and set off the rest of the week on a nice foot, just like the Oilers W on Friday set off a hell of a weekend for your boy. Let's just call a spade and what it is. Hello and welcome to Pregaming with BORDZY, presented by Sherwood Ford the Giant. I'm your host, Aaron Bordato, BORDZY, AB, producer Aaron. I got all kinds of nicknames and people keep pointing that out to me. A couple of you at the bar on the weekend pointed that out to me. But first comment of the day is Dacky, where I see this and I love this one. Hoping to deliver another meal tomorrow for an Oilers win. I'm calling my shot early. Connor Brown goal tonight. Oilers win 5-3. Woody for GM. Book it. I love that, Dacky. If you didn't catch us the last time, Dacky says for every Oilers dub, he's going and giving out a nice hot meal to the less fortunate. Dacky, we love that. And I hope we start stringing some wins together selfishly for my own self and the team, but unselfishly, selflessly, actually, is the word for everybody else. But hello, everybody. It's a Sunday. Vibes are good. There's been football on all day. It's a good time. Tyler is busy tonight. He is actually in Philadelphia with Frank Saravalli watching the Buffalo Bills. There it is right now. Take on the Eagles. That game's actually in overtime right now. So I am watching that and will be tuned in the entire time. So if you see me start to freak out, that is why. But he's busy being the Bills Mafia out there and representing. So I've got somebody else. I've got a special guest tonight. You know him. You love him. He's got the most infectious laugh that you've ever heard, and always some excellent swag, as you can see, with that beautiful bandana on his head. First question, Brett, do you have multiples of that bandana, or is that the only one you have?
No, I used to have multiples of different ones, but this one just goes through the wash more often than I think my girlfriend would like my other clothes to go through.
Dude, it's your look. When I picture Brett, I picture the purple bandana with whatever ridiculous shoes he might have on, or his corduroy pants that we talked about last game. But hello, Brett. Thank you for being here. Shout out Brett. He was one of the few that was able to join me tonight. And you guys brought it up. You say you want more Nation Dan. I give you more Nation Dan. You say you want more Brett. I'm going to give you more Brett. I'm a man of the people, damn it. But Brett, it is Sunday. So I want to ask you, did you spend your Sunday sitting on the couch watching 7 hours of commercial-free football just like I did today?
As you texted me, I was settling in to watch football, and I was going, do I want to watch a Sunday nighter? Do I want to watch a Sunday nighter? God, no, I want to be on Pregaming with BORDZY. So absolutely, I was sitting on my couch watching football, and your absolutely dog-awful Pats blow it once again.
Yeah, I knew I was going to have to come on here and face the music. If you didn't know, I'm a diehard New England Patriots fan, okay? I love the Patriots, have been a fan forever, and I'm not just a fair weather Pats fan, because we are going through the ringer right now in New England, and I stand tall. But my God, if you watched football today and watched the Patriots versus Giants, there's a total of 17 points scored, I believe. It was 10-7, I believe, was the final score. I've never seen worse quarterback play in my life than Mac Jones lately. I always believed in the guy. I wanted to lose this game for Caleb Williams first overall. But, Brad, I did point this out to you. I won't do it, but we're close to it. I've never done it before. Here's my Mac Jones jersey. Here's a lighter, okay? And I'm getting to the point here where I might just have to put this thing up in flames because it's embarrassing sitting on my couch wearing this, watching him throw pick after pick after fumble after fumble. It's the worst possible thing, but he's pretty good at losing, which therefore gets me where I want to be. I'm getting very good at this loser talk thing lately, Brett, with the Oilers, the Patriots, the Raptors, doesn't matter. It's rough.
Yeah, remember when the Chicago Bears traded up to pick Justin Fields, and somehow that still looks like the best quarterback between the two of them? Rough.
Yeah, really
a quarterback in Chicago better
Fields
than the quarterback in New England? That's not a good look, pal.
Dude, you or I could be a better quarterback than what is currently in New England. let's call a spade a spade. But I said I had a great weekend. The win on Friday really, it just set us up for success. I had a great time. Friday night, I stood to my word. I was at Greta all night long. I saw a lot of you in the chat out there, and I actually saw a couple of you that said you're not subscribed and you're not in the chat. So A, you're robbing yourself of being able to get in great conversation, and you're robbing me of a like, and I need those likes on that video for the algorithm. So if you're in here, open up another tab, create an account, sign in, log in, whatever, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and let's get this thing. Come on. We got to bump these numbers up. I want to see a Tyler Yaremchuk boudoir photo shoot. Okay. Brett, you want to see that, right? Who doesn't want to see?
Oh, please. I would say I would toss myself in that ring too, but I'm letting him crawl into that hole, baby.
Yeah, exactly. We've been making some ridiculous bets here on these shows lately. Gavin took the cake for that one on Friday, as he didn't even make a bet for if he wins. It's just a lose for him. There's no winning in shaving his head. But big college football weekend as well. Shout out Michigan, Ohio State. They made me rich. But adding to the Gavin thing, I don't know if you saw this, Brett. On the College Game Day show, they do the fan can kick a field goal for $100,000, right? Some fan was drunk out of his mind, and he said, if I miss it, you can shave my head. He kicked the field goal. It went 5 feet to the left. Like, it didn't even get in the air. It just went straight. And then Pat McAfee grabbed the razor and just right down the middle right after. And all I could think about was shaving Gavin's head live on this show. There it is, Pat, give me that photo. And doing that live. And now let's say this Oilers season gets out of hand and we lose control. That is something we can all look forward to as fans. And that'll be a good time. So there's a light at the end of the dark tunnel if we do get there. Right, Brett?
Oh, yeah. Starting at left outside linebacker for your Dallas Cowboys, number 47, Gavin Turnick.
That's our boy right there. That photo is, get that off my screen, Pat. It's hard to look at because I know he won't have a beard either, and that's the only thing holding that look together. It'd be a rough go for those boys. But talking about the Oilers here, I also wanted to point this one out. So I was at Greta on the weekend, and I had a lot of nation citizens come out, say hi. A lot of guys asking about the Oilers, in my opinion. And a lot of them asked, will they make the playoffs, Aaron, yes or no? And I found it weird that I kind of hit this thing and I was like, well, which answer do you want? I could give you all the reasons why they will and why I believe that they can. I could also turn around and give you every single reason why they won't, because I straight up don't know what team is going to show up from game to game. Brett, where's your confidence level right now for the Oilers making the playoffs?
It's about middle of the road, right? Kind of like you said, you can give as many reasons as you can to win. Again, this is a team that it's basically the same team as last year. You add Connor Brown, and outside of that, who'd you add? Calvin Pickard now in the net? Like this is the same team as last year. And this is the same team that at this point in the year, after American Thanksgiving, had one of the best records in all of the NHL, acquired Matthias Ekholm, and had one of the best records again after that point. There is that in them, and I think that team is still brewing inside of me. But like you said, every puck drop that we see it's a different team. You've never seen the same team twice in a row. Even in their losses, they lose in different ways. You get 40 shots on net and you're still losing. You get 15 shots on net, you're losing. Like, this is a team that's been so hot and cold. Yes, we're a quarter of the way of the season already. You start to kind of pack your identity here and really show your identity. And if this is the inconsistency that the Edmonton Oilers truly are, I can't see that being too feasible coming into the playoffs, if they do make the playoffs.
Exactly right. It's even like, yeah, you might get a ticket to the dance, but this team right now, even if we got in, you're not going to win playing inconsistent hockey night to night against really good teams like, let's say, the Vegas Golden Knights, the LA Kings, the Canucks, and if you made it to the conference final, the Dallas Stars or the Colorado Avalanche. Pretty tough in my opinion right there, but the Oilers did get help last night. The Flames, the Canucks, and the Golden Knights all lost their hockey games, so we did get some help. I laugh that on November, whatever we're at, 25th yesterday, I'm scoreboard watching, and I'm scoreboard watching intently. I am hitting refresh all the time. I can't believe we're already here, but here we are. We did get some help. I saw this on Reddit. I always check the game day thread and the game day talk going in there, but somebody was saying, hey, the Oilers are only, I believe right now, I believe it's 8 points out of a playoff spot. Fact check me in there if that's correct. I believe my math is there. You know we're not mathematicians in this nation network. None of us are. But that is more than doable to me, right? String some wins together, and if some other teams start slipping, a la the Anaheim Ducks right now, a la the Vancouver Canucks a little bit right now, the window starts to open up. It's a long year. There's lots of hockey left. And like I just said, to bring it to today's game, the Anaheim Ducks have lost 5 games in a row, people. I've thought they were not a playoff caliber team, in my opinion, this whole time. I said, wait for it. Reality will catch up to them. I think that is starting to happen right now. And the Oilers tonight need to do what good teams do, and they need to go beat the ever-living hell out of a worse team than them. And you gotta make some noise right now, right, Brett? It's a statement.
You got to carry on what you just had against the Washington Capitals. You just proved that you can play team defense, and they played team defense, like we said on Friday, relatively well, where there's some lapses in judgment, where there's some pizzas up the middle, absolutely. But with that being said, what did you get out of that? Out of those bad opportunities? You got good goaltending. You got saves from Jack Campbell. Hey, there we go. Hey, yo.
Whoa.
Careful.
Hey,
Looking
yo.
too far into the future, baby. From Stuart Skinner. Like, you got big saves from Stuart Skinner. And that's how you win games. You know, there's a lot that gets piled onto the goalies where it's you need to make a save here, you need to make a save there. But when you're saying that throughout the entire game and you're losing 6-2, it's kind of tough to do. Those are the types of opportunities and types of moments where you need a save. When there's a pizza up the middle, when for some reason there's 4 guys on the boards and all of a sudden Anthony Mantha is wide open right in the middle of the net or right in the middle of the ice. That is when you need a save. Then you can start building off of that type of stuff. So this is a big game for the Edmonton Oilers to be able to build off what they did in Washington and then go up against a divisional rival and win this game.
And just kind of put it all together. That's actually the perfect segue, right? Let's get into right now my Sherwood Ford Giants storyline for this evening. And for me, Brett, we talked about it on After Dark, the last game. Have we found something in the last 80 minutes of Edmonton Oilers hockey? If you remember, we dominated for 3 straight periods against the Capitals. Yes, 5-0 victory. Stuart Skinner shutout. I can say it on Pregaming. We covered that. I'm allowed to. But if you remember, the last period against the Carolina Hurricanes, right? We found something. We were down big. Jamal Mayers pointed it out in that game. We were playing a different style of hockey. Lots of shots, lots of chances in high danger areas, a little bit of less mistakes. I said it seemed like they were just thinking less, just out of their head less, more reacting, playing. And that is the type of game I think the Edmonton Oilers play better. So I know that I might just be a crazy Oilers fan who's grasping at straws and is trying to find storylines and reasons to believe, A, that's my job. B, I've lived here my whole life. I've gotten pretty good at this, okay, at trying to grasp at straws. So I know I'm a crazy fan, but I really do think that we have found something here. Brett, would you agree with that? And do you have any other storylines going into tonight?
Well, first of all, take a look at the first, 5-10 minutes of that first period for the Oilers in Washington. That was the type of Oilers that you were used to seeing last year. The puck movement, the ability to the passing, the puck movement, that's the exact same thing. The puck movement, the ability to keep the puck
movement, bro. It was good.
Have you heard about puck movement? I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But being able to hem the Capitals in their own end, being able to play their own game. And like you said, it seemed like it was almost seamless because that's what they're good at. I feel like heading into the season, there were so many adjustments that they wanted to make out of being in the Western Conference semifinals. Like this wasn't a team who absolutely imploded onto themselves and wasn't able to play good hockey. This was a team that every single time against Vegas, they were in the fight. Now, all of a sudden, going into the offseason, they're going, oh, we got to fix the defensive structure, which, yes, you need to fix the defense. That's been the issue since 2006. But you got to do that in a way of not just recreating the entire defense and almost introducing a new system to a team who's been playing together for the last X amount of years. That's not how you're going to succeed. So being able for a team to finally be able to play like themselves last year, I think will really show some success this year.
I like that. I like that a lot, Brett. I see it in here. Somebody said Brett should be doing this full time now. Hey, the people want more Brett. I'm going to give them more bread, actually. I saw a bunch of bread emojis in here as well. I see Oil Collector said, I'm loving that Neon Leon shirt. You're damn right. It's pretty good. It's actually an extra large, so it's a little too big for me. But it's cozy, brother. I like an XL. It's a good lounging hoodie. I spilt in this thing all day today during my 7 hours commercial-free football. I also see a buddy of mine in here, Travis Smith, said, sorry I'm late. Crazy finish to the Eagles game. You're lucky I didn't freak out during it when it was going down here. The Eagles came back and won on a Jalen Hurts overtime rushing touchdown. Kennedy said, Tyler just tweeted, he is not a happy boy. I'm just picturing Tyler right now, drunk out of his mind, sad out of his mind, and soaking wet because it was pouring rain in Philadelphia right now. I am loving the image of that in my head. I hope he posts more tweets. I want a sad Tyler selfie right now. Really bad. I'm a sicko, but Patriots Bills can never cheer for them. I've never cheered for the Eagles in my life. Nick Foles, I hate you. But that makes me pretty happy right there. That's pretty good. So let's move along here to the Edmonton Oilers lineup. And it is brought to you by Sherwood Ford the Giants, Dealer Rater 2023 Dealer of the Year, and 2023's Consumer Satisfaction Award winner. 23 might almost be over, and I'm giving a personal guarantee they're going to be the 2024 Consumer Satisfaction Award winner and everything. They are the best. We know they're the Giant, Brett. They're the Giant. It's in the name. But okay, I know it's only reportedly, right? But I believe it looks like the Edmonton Oilers are going to keep their lines intact for 2 straight games. We made it, baby. We're finally here. I love this. Patrick, I don't even think he had to switch the graphic for this one. He probably still did because he's great at his job, just to check. But I'm pretty sure we're rocking again with the same boys. So you see it there on your screen. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Connor McDavid, and Zach Hyman. Second line stays together. Evander Kane, Leon Draisaitl, and yes, he is still there. Mr. 0 points in 13 games now, I believe. Connor Brown. Then it's Warren Fogle with Ryan McLeod and Derek Ryan. Then it's Matthias Janmark with James Hamblin and Adam Ernie. Ernie appears to still be in the lineup. Everybody check your Twitter. Keep me updated because they should be taking the ice in roughly 10 minutes. Then your deep pairings, Darnell Nurse, Cody Ceci, Matthias Ekholm with Evan Bouchard, Bread Kulak with Vincent Desharnais. So let me ask you, Bread, Nuge, McD, Hyman, still together. McD might have not have scored in the last game, but he had 4 assists, and he really started to look like himself last game. I thought he had the juices. He had the angry face. I swear I saw the McTuft at one point pop out of his helmet. That's when you know. But wouldn't you say, Connor, I think it's fair to say he's starting to look like himself again.
100%. And that now becomes a trickle-down effect. Connor starts looking like himself. Leon starts looking like himself. And then if you start getting those 2 players going and you're getting depth scoring again, you're getting 10-plus goals from everybody in the bottom 6, that's when this team will start really nailing the head on the hammer. No, hitting the hammer on the nail. There we go. I'm really good at speech.
What is it? I feel like you still said that wrong. Correct us in the chat. The chat.
Whatever. I went to art school. I haven't touched a hammer.
I went to Nate. Okay.
Yeah, we were next to the carpentry kids. No, but as soon as you get those two guys going, they're obviously drivers of lines. And you take a look at the guys that Connor and Leon are with. Nuge and Hyman are two consummate professionals, some of the best players in the league. I mean, if you talk to the Washington Capitals head coach, he called Ryan Nugent-Hopkins the third best player in the league. So then as soon as you start getting Leon and Evander going, it's just a matter of time for Connor Brown. I know we're saying this since the 9th game of the year, just a matter of time till Connor Brown gets going. But it's true. This is also a guy who had a lot of interest from other teams and were willing to give him guaranteed money for his services. So this is a guy that is able to get it finished or get it done. Now it's time for him to show. And once again, once those two get going, it's just a trickle-down effect.
Absolutely. And Leon, he's been moving. We saw it, but I want to talk about Nuge. So last game was arguably one of Nuge's best of the year. I believe he had 3 points. I believe he's had 2 other 3-point games this season. So at least points-wise, it's tied for one of his best. But it just looked good from him. He looked engaged. Also, great hand-eye. Got to shout that one out again. The patience that took to not bash that one in up top. I don't have patience. I wouldn't have been able to do that. But I think everyone would agree, right, when we say, I didn't expect Nuge to hit 100 points again. Okay, like, I know what Nuge is. He's a good player, sure. 82 points I would have been thrilled with, point per game player. He hasn't really looked like the guy from last year, but nobody expected that. Do you think we're about to see Nuge kick it into high gear on Connor McDavid's wing? Because if we're going to see some consistency here, don't hold your breath, people. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but if they do, I feel like Nuge is about to take off here, and I'd buy some Nuge stock. I'd be trading for Nuge in your fantasy hockey leagues, right?
See, I'm asthmatic, so I can't hold my breath for too long, so I kind of tend to let things
I've heard
go.
you wheeze when you laugh before. Okay, I know you're asthmatic.
Yeah, no, it's not a good look when I yawn. But no, you get guys like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins going, and the big thing for him is consistency, being able to continually be in spots that allow him to succeed. He is, like the coach in Washington said, like he is a top player in this league. And I've always said that he's very underrated because this is a guy who can go in, play responsibly in his own end, play well in the neutral zone, and is able to contribute in the offensive zone as well. If you get this whole team going and being responsible in their own end and being able to contribute in the offensive end, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' fingerprints are going to be all over this. So, yeah, if the Edmonton Oilers in general are starting to get more consistent, becoming that team that we expect them to be, that's going to be a lot due or a lot to thank because of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins just plays 200-foot hockey, so consistent. There's no way you could ever hate Nuge. I see Lance Kane says it here, invest in Nuge. A little insider trading right here. That might have been illegal, but he invest in Nuge. Everybody here, Oil Collector, yes, Nuge is awesome. Everybody loves Nuge. Keep Nuge forever. I should have worn my Keep Nuge Forever one right now, but we're rocking Leon, and Leon lit the lamp twice last game. He looked like himself, and would you believe it, Brett? I shit you not, he was smiling in post-game interviews. I couldn't believe it. I took a screenshot and sent it to my buddies, and I said, look at that, man. We are back. I got a doubter, one of my friends. So he's the guy I always tell him reasons why we are back. But I don't know if you caught it or not, in the post-game interview, or like so when he scored his second, I think it was his second, the one where he took it backhand to forehand, and he buried. I don't know if you caught it. He turned and pointed right to the bench, and he pointed at Connor Brown specifically. So did McDavid, because as Leon explained, with a smile on his face in his post-game interview, that Connor Brown is taking credit for inventing that move in junior. So they haven't been able to score on one all year. They finally did. They've been trying hard. They got that one. I thought that was hilarious. But Brett, Leon was smiling. Leon wasn't pissy. He was happy. I want more of that. He's back, right?
I hope he's back. I hope this is kind of the start. Again, this is just a lot of hoping that they're back. And the reason why it's hope is because they haven't been able to prove that they can be consistent enough to say from game to game, we are back. I mean, the 3 games that we won under Knobloch in his first 3 games, you always know about that coaching bump that you're going to get. now is the time to really prove that they are back. And just kind of going back to that Connor Brown thing and kind of the Connor Brown conversation, that is also what he contributes as well. This guy isn't dumb. Like he's played with guys like Connor McDavid. He's played with Warren Fogle as well. These are guys who trust Connor Brown. And when your top players like Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are trusting a guy like Connor Brown, and guess what? It worked. There's obviously some sort of value to that as well as the on-ice contributions too.
Exactly. And it's a great point. I'm not in that room, but every one of these guys seems to be defending Connor Brown to the nth degree. So I'm going to take their word for it. And he does. Yeah. I know he's trying. It's the injury thing. We just all, and me included, have to be more patient with Connor Brown. I said he might be able to joke around with Leon. I don't know if a lot of Oilers fans are laughing right now when it comes to Connor Brown. As I said, 0 points in 13 games. Not a ton of production from the, $4 million man? Something like that. I don't know what the exact number is. I knew it was 3.25 of what was the big number. He's already been paid, so we got to get on board with this. It's already too late. The train has left the station, so we got to get on board. I've read a lot of people on Twitter, on Reddit, in this chat saying, tonight's the night for Connor Brown. Tonight's the night that he buries one. And I hate it. I agree. I think it's going to happen. I am going to throw a couple shekels on that one. You're playing on a line with Leon Draisaitl, Evander Kane. You're back at home. There's good vibes. He's going duck hunting tonight, baby. He's going pow, pow, pow. Gonna get a couple, maybe. Confidence level that Brown scores one tonight. 1 to 10, where are you at?
7. I'm behind it. Baby. I'm all the way behind it. It's going to be him and Vinny
for you at home. Oh. my confidence level on Vinny Desharnais scoring is not that high, but my confidence level in Vinny Desharnais, the player, is always high. We'll get to the D in just a second. Ryan McLeod, player, still isn't really producing. He looked better last 2 games, in my opinion, after I chirped him for a solid 5 to 10 minutes on Pregaming. I'll take partial credit for that one. I always thought that he would be a 20-goal guy. No, I don't really think that's him. I think 10 to 15 is where we're going to see him. He's very fast. He's very flashy, but I don't know. Go quick on this one. Where do you think Ryan McLeod's ceiling is as a player? Where's your confidence with him right now?
He is a bottom 6 guy on a good team and a middle 6 guy on a mediocre team. Like it's the same with Warren Fogle. There's just they have the finish of a Swede right now, and I just don't understand how they're unable to produce. I don't understand it. I just don't.
The finish of a Swede.
Yeah, hey,
that's incredible.
But I'm a big provider for him. I'm a big supporter for Ryan McLeod. I liked him in juniors as well, and being able to bring him in was fantastic. But he just hasn't. It consistently unproven for Ryan McLeod.
Yep, one guy who I have no problems with right now. I actually saw this in Reddit, and I really liked it. But it's James Hamblin. I love James Hamblin. He is a player I love to watch. He goes so hard, and it never feels like he takes a shift off. That might be because he doesn't have many shifts, so it might be a little bit easier to save your breath for that. But I swear when I watch him, it seems like every shift he takes, he's playing for his NHL career, and he knows it, that he's on the fringe, he's on the bubble. And right now, there's no way I'm sending that guy down. He is effort all the time, makes the right plays. Great story too, local guy, everything with that. I love James Hamblin. Do you, Brett?
He's the definition of not only a bottom 6 player, but a hard-nosed player. I mean, the guy, I think he's as tall as I am, and I'm not very tall unless you check my Tinder profile. I am not that tall, but this guy, he goes out there and plays like he's a 6'3" hockey player. There's that shift against the Washington Capitals where he had 2 opportunities, one on each side of the net, and then somebody cross-checks him in the back, and he's still trying to get a shot on net. This is exactly what you need when guys like 97 and 29 aren't on the ice, and that is exactly what James Hamblin has been able to provide the last X amount of games he's been up here.
Yeah, he's been great. I also hope Brett's girlfriend isn't watching the show right now, as he referenced his Tinder profile right there. We'll go back and delete that one there. I'm just kidding. Brett's just kidding too. We know that. I say I'm 6'3" on all mine, so don't worry.
Yeah, I say I'm 5'10", baby. I'm really pushing the level here. She's in the other room. She knows. She always gives it back to me.
I wear lifts on my first date so I can kind of shoot it back up and then gradually take out inch by inch the more we get to know each other. So it's a gradual back down.
I swear
I got this stuff on lock. Okay. But the last guy I want to bring up for the forward group, it's Adam Ernie. He's incredibly polarizing in this chat. I do not really understand why a fourth line player gets this much hate all the time. He just kind of seems like a punching bag. He stays up in the lineup once again. Looks like Sam Gagner is going to be the odd man out. I'm more than okay with swapping Gagner and Ernie every couple games, kind of depending on the matchup. I like Adam Ernie and what he's done. Somebody in here said the only thing that he's done is laid the people's elbow down, and they're mad about that. I would be a supporter of that sometimes. No, not enough. That one was dirty. But Adam Ernie stays in. Brett, how can you hate on a guy who plays that little amount of minutes? I can't really grasp my head around that one because, like, he's not the guy to be hating on, in my opinion.
Because where's Sam Gagner? That is why. Why is Adam Ernie getting more playing time than Sam Gagner? Now, this is obviously a team with a finger on the pulse of their own team, so they would know. Unless, and this is just pure speculation, there is something again going on with Gagner. Obviously, he's been playing a lot of elevated minutes when he was playing, so maybe it's just a matter of kind of working him back in with not playing. But at that point, it's almost who's been contributing more, Adam Ernie or Connor Brown? Like, I just don't see, and Connor Brown's getting more minutes, so I just don't see why he's getting games over a guy like Sam Gagner. Sometimes I'd sit here and prefer an 11-7, but the last time that happened, it kind of went. So I understand when a guy's playing like 6 minutes and why are you dogging on him, but at the same time, those are 6 minutes without Sam Gagner or Leon Draisaitl or Connor McDavid, right?
So I'm not putting words in your mouth, but your Ernie distaste is a little not about him, but more about Sam Gagner.
Yes, 100%.
The lack of Sam. Okay, yeah. That I can understand. That I can, if people, because I love Sam Gagner too. I want to see him out there too. But I'm like, Ernie, I hope he's not on the internet because there's some mean things being thrown out there.
Really?
Moving along to the D core. I saw Bag Milk had a great Better Late Than Never clip where he was discussing Evan Bouchard and the polarizing reaction he gets from fans. It seems like fans either think he is the shittiest defenseman to ever walk the face of the earth, or they're delusional and they're like, he's Bobby Orr 2.0. He is not Bobby Orr 2.0. He's good. He is our best offensive defenseman. You get what you get with Evan Bouchard, my line all the time. You live and die by the sword. Sometimes you stab, sometimes it stabs back, okay? And that's what you get. Evan Bouchard, I saw people saying on Reddit, they were like, why is Darnell and Cody Ceci the top pairing and they're the second with Ekholm? I don't even know who is the top pairing because their minutes are very similar as we kind of do this. Evan Bouchard, he is what he is. We're not going to spend enough time on this because everybody knows what Evan Bouchard is. He's up and down. He's a roller coaster. What do you expect from him tonight? We're going to see a power play point maybe from Evan Bouchard?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of the one guaranteed thing you can go into any game with Evan Bouchard is that he's going to pluck in somewhere offensively, but it's just a matter of defensive work rate. That's and I think I said this on After Dark on Friday as well. There's a difference between being able to not play defense or being soft in the defensive zone. Like, take a comparison between Tyson Barrie and Evan Bouchard. Tyson Barrie may not have been the most responsible or the best defenseman in his own end, but at least he looked like he was trying. At least it looked like he gave a shit. For Evan Bouchard, it's just the apathy for me where you watch guys, you're lagging back on a 2-on-0 rush, 2-on-1 rush. Then you see the trailer just blow right by you, and all of a sudden he's the open man. You go, oh, that might have been my guy. And then you start going a little harder. And by then it's too late. It's the apathy from Evan Bouchard that just really gets under my skin. When you're a defenseman, that's what you're being paid to do. Yes, you're being paid to score 50 points or however many points you can get as an offensive defenseman, but please show something in your own end. Anything, please.
It's just a look like you're trying. Even if you get beat, I like the Tyson Barrie comparison because he was never a defensive guy, but you were like, hey, even when he got beat, you're like, okay, well, he tried, he back-checked hard, he made the effort. That's the guy we hope that Evan Bouchard will turn into. Just looking in the chat here, Bouch is better than Bobby Orr. Fight me. I love that. Bouch bomb tonight. Raiden says self-stabbing swords are all the rage today. I like that. Maynard, he's a crappy defenseman that can run a power play. It's all he ever will be. Well, if he can run a power play, I don't know if he is a crappy defenseman. Yeah. There's offense and defense. You got to play both. It's a thing. So it kind of subtract a little of that and you can kind of even it out. That's at least how I'm going to justify it and try to sleep at night. I love this final one from Eric. If they forget to shake him before the games, he's prone to blunders.
Shake him like a child?
I don't even know what that. I think that's what that means. You gotta get him going, get the juices flowing, get the blood pumping.
You probably shouldn't.
Last thing here. Last thing for the Oilers decor. I knew you were on, so I wanted to just have you go off. Vinny Desharnais, I really feel like is coming into his own right now. He knows his role and plays it to a T, man. Like he just knows what he's got to do. Stick up for teammates, get in front of shots, sacrifice the shit out of that body right there. And just, Brett, you picked a great guy to love because it's impossible to hate Vinny Desharnais. He'll go out there and he will beat up whoever he doesn't look for it, but he will go finish a guy off there and just go at him when he needs to be checked when they're going too far. I love Vincent Desharnais. Brett, go off.
This is a guy who plays for the crest. If you ever want a guy to go out there and give everything he can, you need a guy like Vinny Desharnais. Like you said, the block shots, the fights, he is a guy that will do no matter what the situation is. He will do everything he can to win a game. Heck, he's got on the score sheet, baby. He has a goal and assist this year. He is able to sometimes moving the puck is kind of difficult for him. But when you're 6'7" playing with like a 7-foot stick, it's like playing with a garden hose. It's not that exactly easy. Obviously, you've been playing with it for a little while, so you should be getting used to it. But this is a guy, and I know a lot of people want to see Philip Broberg in the lineup. I completely understand that. But when you take a look at the rest of the lineup, this is a group of guys who know exactly who they are, including Vinny Desharnais. We don't know. I don't even think Philip Broberg knows what type of defenseman he is yet. So how is he going to fit into this lineup when you're trying to win hockey games? You're not trying to develop here, and I understand there's a sense of being able to allow the youth and younger players to contribute to your lineup. But when you have a defensive issue, you're not going to take out he's not the premier defenseman on this list at all. But he's a guy who focuses solely on defending. He takes pride in his defensive work, his ability to be difficult to play against. And look at what happens. Look at what happened at the end of the first period against the greatest scorer in hockey history, Alexander Ovechkin, where he gets so far under his skin, Alex Ovechkin has to reach up like it's a pull-up and cross-check him in the mouth. And guess what happens? The Oilers get a power play. Yes, there are times where it's kind of frustrating that a 6'7" defenseman doesn't do XYZ, but then at the same time, you get to see a 6'7" defenseman do XYZ, and that is the type of stuff that Vinny Desharnais brings to the lineup.
Everybody in the chat here is pointing out, they said Brett's a man who loves playing with garden hoses. Also, Davin, and I knew it when I said it. He said, Vinny will finish a guy off because that came out of my mouth. I knew right when I said it that I was going to see that in there. Damn it. And Lance says it here. He said, Bordsy, who are you texting? I was looking to see, and Stuart Skinner led them out on the ice for warm-ups. So that's going to lead me to my starting goaltenders. But first, shouting out Sherwood Ford, the Giant, for one last time here. It is, I called this out. I saw it Greta before. I saw the donation bins at Greta that all of our establishments and all of our sponsors. But we have a photo here, Pat, that I just sent you before for the Oilersnation Pack the Nation truck food bank food drive presented by Sherwood for the Giant fun run for the cure. Shout out to Eric, our graphic designer guy. He sent me this morning or the other day. I saw it and I laughed so hard because when I started saying it, I was like, that really feels like the Dunder Mifflin fun run for the cure. He's so good and quick on it. He makes a t-shirt. No, these aren't for sale. You can't get one of these, but I might have to make one and wear it on one of these shows. So shout out Shirt for the Giant. The food banks in Edmonton and surrounding areas need help more than ever, especially with the holidays around the corner. Oilers Nation and our awesome sponsors, Sherwood Ford being one of them, are going to pack the nation truck full of goods, non-perishable food items at all kinds of sponsor locations. All the sports closets, Dog Patch, Bread and Butter, Greta, Sherwood Ford the Giant. Go drop them. I saw the bucket or the big giant bin at Greta, and I asked, can I trade a can of corn for a beer, please? They said no. So just so you know, don't try that. I already did try that, but shout out Sherwood Ford. I love spending so much time on the Oilers. We're going to blast through the rest of this. Starting goaltenders brought to you by Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. Used to be known as Free Spirit Marine and Power Sports since 1985. They're teaming up with the good folks at Sherwood Ford to relocate to Sherwood Park and build an all-time sick facility. Huge 91,000-liter test pool. You can drive your boat in to the mobile service thing. It's unreal. It'll be open in February 2024. You want boats, you want ATVs, you want motorcycles, go get them. I don't own any of those things, but if I were to get one, that is where I would go. Okay, let's take a look at the starting goaltender matchup. I saw Stuart Skinner led the team out for the warm-up. I believe it's going to be John Gibson. I still don't see anything confirmed, but let me know in the chat. So there's the tail of the tape right there. Stuart Skinner, 5-7-1, 3.37 goals against with an 8.75 save percentage. But Brett, look at that shutout category right there. There's a 1 on there, and it's yellow, and Gibson's is not. He has a 4.80 record, but his numbers look pretty damn good. 2.64 and a 9.14. I think it's fair to say that his record is probably more about the team in front of him because that is pretty apparent looking at those numbers. But Stu is coming off a 25 save shutout. Confidence should be sky high for him right now, which I think is incredibly important for a guy who he's been battling it. He's been battling it all season. I see a lot of people piling on Stuart Skinner. The goalie trade talk will never stop. It won't, whatever. And there's one thing that I think we all need to keep into account because they're like, he's not the goalie of the future. He's not the answer. Slow your roll right there because I do think he is. But I don't think it's being brought up enough that is this guy just going through a sophomore slump? In every major sport in North America, this is a thing. In year 2, you just for some reason, I don't know if it's you get comfortable, you become lackadaisical, but you kind of, whatever, you plateau a little bit. We've seen that from Stuart Skinner. I've seen that from a lot of goalies in the past. My belief is still sky high. And Stu, where's yours at tonight, specifically, Brett?
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at when Knobloch came in too, and he was good. He was really good. He was that goalie that everybody expected him to be. You mentioned that sophomore slump, and it's interesting because I didn't really think about that. Take a look at what is still going on with Matty Beniers too in Seattle. He was the Calder Trophy winner, and he wasn't looking too good either at the start of the year. So I can get behind that. It goes back to what we were talking about earlier on today too, is you need to build off of it. You need to build off the win, and you need to build off a really good performance where you made big saves. You made the saves that you needed to make, and obviously it ended up with a big fat 0 in the score column for the Washington Capitals. Now you have a team who's been struggling in the Anaheim Ducks. This is a divisional game, a game that you need to gain traction on the teams ahead of you. And again, they're not doing so well right now. So this is the type of game that you need to really pile on with the performances, which you very well can. We've all seen it before. Now is where Stuart Skinner really proves that he is the goalie that we expect him to be.
Now, just came here, shout out Pat, confirmation. You know that graphic we had with John Gibson, and I just read his numbers? Throw it out, baby, because we're playing a backup goaltender again tonight. Uh-oh. No, I'm just kidding. It looks like it's going to be Dostal. Shout out Patrick for keeping me updated. So we're not going to show that board again, but his numbers, I'll give it to you. He has a 5-3 record, no OT losses, 377 goals against, an 893 save percentage. That's more like it, baby. That's what I want to see.
That's what we were
I
saying
want on a
last
Sunday
year.
night.
That's what we were saying last year, and guess what happened? Dostal goalied us. So yeah, I sure, fair enough. I picked him up in fantasy, so I hope it's just like a 50-50 shots. I have both of them playing each other.
You're playing me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. How's that going for you, buddy? But
how's fantasy football going for you, buddy? We're
Okay,
1-1 this week. We're playing each other both in fantasy hockey and fantasy football, and we're 1-1.
Yeah, I'll take that. No, but I think we just have to be careful with Dostal. Obviously, that 5-3-0 record is there for a reason, and he's going to be the future of Anaheim, at least for right now. I think we need to be careful with Dostal.
One of the reasons I love this chat is because people let it rip with the first thing that comes to their mind. I love this from Dangerous Wade. He goes, not one stall, but Dostal. Just ridiculous. But that made me giggle. We'll see what happens if we get goalied once again. I know everybody in here is, backup goalie. Hey, I believe that the boys, it shouldn't matter who is in the other net. To be completely dead on honest, with the team we have, with the Neon Leon, it really shouldn't matter. We can light anyone up. I want to see some neon lights tonight, Brian. I want to see that red light get going a couple
Neon
times.
red,
hopefully so. I'm just looking in the chat here, catching up. Watch him stand on his head. Yeah. He's carrying a strong performance. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll see what he does. But as I said, the Ducks, they lost 5 in a row, people. Let's make that 6. Speaking of the Ducks, let's move along to their lineup. It's brought to you by Greta Bar. Yeah, Greta. I was there on Friday. I used my 50%. My tab was quite large, even at the end of the night when I got the bill. I was like, wow. Holy.
Did you see this? I have the card, though.
No, that was with 50%. Yeah. It was still pretty high. I was like, uh-oh. Gotta let that one. I kind of just kept telling myself I could do anything. And then, what do you know? I am human. My wallet is human. But shout out, Greta. They're the best. Hey, I know it's Sunday. If you got Monday off and you're at the game tonight, I saw one of my buddies in here, Dave. He said he was watching Pregaming in the Molson Hockey House. I'm sure it's probably very hard to hear what I'm saying, but I know he dropped the like and then hopefully bounced. That's all I need. That's all I need from everybody. But let's pull it up. The Anaheim Ducks projected lineup. Once again, we had this before opening skate. So if something changed, let me know. Top line, Alex Killorn with Leo Carlson and Troy Terry. Then it's Mr. Goal Scorer galore, Mr. I should have picked him up in fantasy because I didn't believe him, and now he's lighting it up, Mr. Frank Vetrano with Mason McTavish and Ryan Strome. McTavish is having his coming out party season this year. He has 21 points in 20 games, I do believe. Point per game player already for a young guy like that. He's going to be trouble for the Edmonton Oilers for years to come because he plays the tough style game too. He's kind of a under your skin kind of guy at times. Just keep your eye out for him. Third line, Max Jones with Adam Henrique. Yes, he's still in the league hanging around. With Jacob Silverberg, he is too. He's been on the Ducks for as long as I can remember. I remember him being a big playoff guy I would pick up in my playoff pools. And then you look down more, it's Benoit Oliver Grew. I'm going to butcher some of these names as we get to the end here. I asked Brett for some pronunciations. Sam Carrick, Brock McGinn. Then the deep pairings, it's Cam Fowler with Jackson Lacombe. Brett, take this one again.
Pavel Mintyukov.
Yeah, that's right, baby. I got Brett to get that one for me with you want to take that one too?
Yeah. Ilya Lyubushkin. Remember he was the one who ran over Dylan Holloway last year?
Yep, I do remember that. I remember that. And then it's Uro Vakanainen, whatever.
Vakanainen.
And then Radko Gudas. I got that one. I looked at these things before and I was like, those aren't real people. Those aren't people. Those are made up names from a made up team. That doesn't exist. Nobody hold that against me. I'm not very cultured, I guess. Whatever you want to say. This team for the Ducks started out hot and actually won, I believe, 6 games in a row at one point. And then they came back down to reality as they have dropped 5 straight. But as I said, Mason McTavish, he's the man. He's the man on that team right now. I think he's the alpha on that squad. 10 goals, 11 assists in 20 games. Some people might have thought it would be Trevor Zegras. I don't think that guy gives off an alpha vibe in any bone of his body. You see Brett there looking for him. Can't find him. He's not in the lineup. He's had a rough season. We'll get to that in just a second. I will forever love and appreciate Mason McTavish from Team Canada, World Juniors. If you don't remember it, he saved the OT game winner out of the air on the goal line. A couple of minutes later, Canada goes back down. I believe it was Kent Johnson who scored the goal.
Yep.
All-time Canadian heritage moment. I've seen the memes with that on the Canadian Heritage Moment commercial thing. He's a stud. Look out for him. Frank Vetrano, I said, he's got 13 goals on the season and is a point-per-game player. His previous career high for goals was 24 in 2018, 2019. So I don't know where this came from. Last season, I believe he had 22 or something like that. So he should smash his career record right there this season. Hopefully I'm jinxing him and that he never scores another one all season. Troy Terry, a player to watch in the Ducks. He might only have 5 goals, but that guy can light the lamp. He scored 37 2 years ago. Last year he had 23. That's not a guy I'm taking lightly. Brett, who's your player to watch on this whole lineup?
Funny enough, there we go. Those are the words. Funny enough,
I didn't say his name.
You didn't say his name. I did. Pavel Mintyukov. I mean, this is a guy who's been able to prove himself as a responsible guy in his own end. He's good with the puck. He's been producing points as well. And if I'm not mistaken, he's either on their number 1 power play or on the second power play, because obviously you have Cam Fowler there too. He's been able to produce for the Anaheim Ducks, and it's been a quiet success story and potentially could be in the Calder conversation at the end of the year here. I'm a big Mintyukov guy.
Yep, everybody in here, chirping me for my pronunciation. LMAO, Bordsy is struggling. Number 1 fan said, with Crown Royal, they read easier. Maybe we'll test that out for After Dark. Maybe I'll take that. I see in here Shadow Gina. She said Leo Carlson isn't playing. So McTavish is the top line center between Vetrano and Strome. Getting a backup goalie. I'm getting no Leo Carlson and no Trevor Zegras. Okay, we'll go for this one quick because we got to get to Bordsy's bankroll ASAP here. You might notice there's not a big name with Trevor Zegras. He's not there. I say big name because he's very popular. His game is not big at all. I believe he has 2 points in 12 games this season. I believe he even got benched for a period so far this season. Just not having the success we thought he would. He's out with a lower body injury. I don't know what that means. Maybe coaches just teach him a lesson. I'm sure he is hurt. But rough go, Trevor Zegras lately. Then you saw the decor. Some people in here said, wow, that is a rough decor. Yeah, it's rough with names, too. They're hard to pronounce, and I really struggle with that. I'm embarrassed by that. I got to drink some Crown Royal, hit it again on After Dark. We'll see what happens. But okay, we got a couple minutes left here. Let's get into Betway. 19 plus, please play responsibly. It's time for Boards' Bankroll, everybody. We're going to give you 3 bets. You're going to vote on them. You're going to decide whether I become rich or poor. I think on the day for football today, I'm pretty sure I'm down. But if Lamar Jackson forget what the parlay I did for pass and rush yards, I might be back up. But I still got some money in the account. We're gonna throw down a little. So without further ado, let's throw up some stats here that my boy Gavin prepared for us. He's out doing Sunday Night Football at first round. He's still not avoiding the grind and gave me all these numbers. The Anaheim Ducks come into tonight's losers of 5 straight. During that 5-game span, they've been outscored 22-9. Okay, those games aren't even close if you're looking at that and you look back on their schedule. The Oilers come into tonight ranked 2nd in the NHL in shots per game. The Ducks allow an average of 32.3 per game, 26th in the NHL. I feel like we've been out shooting every team this year, so that theme should continue. The Oilers have won 3 straight against the Ducks. Draisaitl has gotten 2+ points in each of those 3 games, and he's back. He was smiling. He's going to be happy out there. Draisaitl, whoa, those are some numbers. I saw these earlier. Couldn't even believe them. Draisaitl has 21 goals and 16 assists in 29 career games against the Ducks. That's insane. I know the Ducks have been ass, for lack of a better word, but that is still nuts. So without further ado, Pat, Let's see him. Bordzy's bankroll. He's going to throw it in the chat right now in a poll. First one is Edmonton Oilers puck line. So they got to win by 2 goals. You're still getting them at minus. They're at negative money, which is crazy. And it's also crazy because the Ducks are higher than us in the standings, right? So whatever. I'm confident in that. Second one, Oilers over 35 shots. That's a high number. But as we pointed out, the Oilers love to shoot the puck. That is at minus 105. Finally, parlayed together. It's the Oilers to win and Draisaitl 2+ points. That's at plus 162. Me and Pat said before, I don't get how they get these numbers. That isn't just 160 or 165, but it's 162. Hopefully that extra 2 gets me extra rich right now because that one is in the lead. It's got 67% of the vote. Brett, where would your money go?
I'm going towards the plus money here. I mean, the Oilers to win and Draisaitl to contribute. I mean, every game the Oilers are winning, and you're getting contributions from 97 or 29. So getting 2+ points, that's a power play goal and a secondary assist. So yeah, I'm going behind that. But can I quickly just say the Oilers' second most shots in the NHL? That is a difference we've seen from the Edmonton Oilers this year that we haven't seen in the past. So that's a really encouraging number for me.
35 is a big number, though. That's a big line for that. Like, it's a lot of shots, man. That's a lot of shots. So we'll see that. I'm seeing it right now. Dry and Oilers to win is at 69%. Nice. We'll keep that going for. I got like 1 more minute because then I got to throw this thing in right before I'm going to get this extra prepared because that one looks like it's going to be in the lead. Finally, I just want to say, closing it out, I might eat these words. The Ducks are frauds, man. The Ducks are frauds. Let's prove it to the rest of the league and ourselves. Let's start out our week hot. Let's get a dub. I want to come into work tomorrow morning, be extra happy. I hate coming in Monday when we lose on the weekend because nobody wants to talk about it. And I still have to continue to talk about it. And as you saw on Friday, Brett, this show's more fun when we're having fun. And boy, did we have fun on Friday.
Oh, you're damn right we did. I was able to rock out with the sunglasses going. We had an unbelievable time on that watch along, and being able to watch a game on live where the Edmonton Oilers are not only winning but dominating and playing like the Edmonton Oilers we all expect them to be. Oh, the vibes are immaculate, baby. Just ask Dixie D'Amelio or whichever D'Amelio Trevor Zegras is with. It's fantastic.
Do you know Dixie D'Amelio? I looked it up before the game because I was curious. And I was like, which one is it again? I can't remember.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised you knew who the D'Amelios were. I was half concerned you may have been just that much older than I was concerned for.
That's enough out of you, buddy. Don't you bring my age into this. I'm an internet guy. I'm not really a huge TikTok guy, but I'm up to date. I'm up to date on everything. And the D'Amelios, there's some beautiful girls right there. Some beautiful ladies right there. Even I think one of them's I think that one's a musician too. I'm pretty sure she's a singer as well.
Yeah. Her and Kent Johnson, and Tate McRae too. All those young guys are going with the TikTok lads.
Dude, I didn't know who Tate McRae was till like a week ago, and right now, it's funny you say that. I have that song so stuck in my head. It's so catchy. She was on SNL recently, and I saw the performance, and I was like, "Damn, that's a catchy song, man. Let's get that going." Oh yeah, she's also beautiful. She's also beautiful.
And she's from Calgary too. She's from Calgary.
She's from Calgary?
Yeah.
That girl's Canadian?
Yeah. Yeah, she's an Albertan.
One for us, buddy. Let's go. Put that one on the scoreboard. Move over, Nickelback. Move over.
We had a Canadian on SNL. We had an Albertan on SNL. That's the true acknowledgement right there.
There you go. Okay, we can end the poll. I got in my bets. I was able. Oh, I must have hit another bet. I got for football. I got more money in here.
Hey,
baby. We going spray and pray tonight responsibly. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. That'll do it for us here, Brett. Finally, what I want from you, give me a score prediction and an anytime goal score.
I'm going 4-1 Edmonton Oilers, and I'm going with his second career NHL goal, Vinny Desharnais.
Just keep playing the hits, hey bud. Just keep throwing the same dart at the board. It's bound to hit eventually. It's funny because the one time he did score, you weren't at the office to give your prediction, which you always do.
I was in
Sucks.
LA. Like, this is awful. Yeah, no, I'm going Desharnais. You got to
Well,
stick with
I
it.
was in LA. It was so bad. You're probably hanging out with the D'Amelios. I don't want to hear that from you. Look at how white I am. I'm not tan. Look at you. I hate being next to you like this. But okay, game's gonna start right away. Good luck to everybody. Thank you to Brett for stepping up. Everybody, taps for Brett in the chat. Let me know if you want more of him. I do. So I'm gonna be bringing on Brett on way more of these. Shout out to our sponsors: Sherwood Ford the Giant, Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. The Nation Gear Black Friday sale is still going. Go check out nationgear.ca. Get some sick new hats, some sick new hoodies. And I don't even know if this one's still for sale, but you should have got this one when it was available then. Okay. Final shout out, Betway and Sherwood Ford. Finally, they're the best. Everybody, I love you. Bag Milk will be joining me for After Dark. We're giving Brad some time off here. He earned it. And good luck, everybody. I'll see you right after the game. And let's hope Draisaitl gets 2+ points in the Oilers win money line, because I got more money in my account, so I spent more than I thought I was going to on that one responsibly. See you in a bit, everybody. Good luck.